which they spent about 700,000. Actually, 700,000. We need to have had much 764,586.59. That is the youth program in Meru. Then we have the Children of Africa Hope Center. This should be Naivasha. We received 800,000. They spent 700,000 the water project. I think they should be able to give me a report of the balance. Then we spent some 50,000 shillings on the repairing of the school toilets at BT Cooper. We had bank charges of 15,671. We also paid website development and hosting 11,600. We spent on fuel 5,000. Then we had meals 6,280. Communication 1,000. Legal fee 205,000. Then we had taxes. We paid 200,000 for pay as you want penalty that had been accumulated for years. Then we also paid income tax 40,018, which all the districts raised. We paid to clear that penalty. We also paid expenses for a GMF program, that is the Global Mission Fellows, permits of 375,000, travel expenses 5,000, subsistence support 14,000, and the total expenses, we had expenses of 2,646,375.59 expenses. So our ordinary income, as it were, 6,416,036 shillings and 46 cents. So that is a statement of affairs, yani mapokeo na matumizi. Sijui kama tutaelewana pale. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Mapokeo na matumizi. Naona watu wananiangalia. Jamani, tunaelewana? Halafu we also have what we call the statement of financial position, which means tumesimama wapi kama conference.
David, do you want us to vote on the first one or what?
No, this is just one. So I'm just going to read this finish and then go to the budget. The statement of financial position, yani tumesimama wapi? Where are we in terms of finance, or how are we endowed? So we closed the bank last year with 3.4 million. That's 3,463,059.50. So we had, we still have some of these programs that received money that need to be able to bring me receipts and vouchers for expenses. So you're supposed to present this to me. The anti-human trafficking program received money, which we need to account for. That's 916,400. Then the COVID-19 support for UMC Kakuma, I think these ones, they brought theirs. They need to bring that. They brought their receipts. Then UMC Muheto, we also need receipts of 216,000. Good Hope Magumo, we only need receipts for 232,500. Discipleship Eastern Program, you need to bring us receipts of expense of 414,280,000. Then, as I mentioned earlier, the Children of Hope Africa Center need to bring us your expense of 100,000. Child Welfare Training Program in Migori need to bring us expenses of 955,000 you had received. Now, we had also, as I said, in 2020, we had not invoiced many of the conferences. We had not invoiced them in terms of their apportionment. So we did do invoice some in 2021, and expecting that these conferences would be able to bring us this money. We invoiced Mombasa with 56,987 and 50 cents. Naivasha 36. Actually, these are account receivables, what we expect from them. So we had invoiced them, but they did not pay. So I would say that the invoices we gave out to these districts, they did not clear. So in total, we have accounts receivable of 1,259,287.46. This is inclusive of accumulated years of invoices for these districts. So we need to either decide whether we are going to declare the apportionment that had not been paid for previous years as bad debts. The 970,000 that we invoiced the districts. Now on assets, the annual conference has a land valued at 6.3 million. That's 6,365,320. This is land at cost. All lands that we receive returns from Migori especially, then a piece in Meru, and a piece in Busia. So the total of this is at cost. Yani bei ambayo walinunua hizo maudongo.
Shamba.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hizo mashamba walinunua, hiyo ni bei. Lakini tukifanya pengine evaluation, bei ya hizi shamba inaweza kuwa ni zaidi. Tuko na communication gadgets, equipment ambazo zinatumika hapa. Nafikiri mnaona watu wako busy hapa, ambazo tulipewa kutoka communication department ya GBGM 166, ambazo ziko valued at 166,650. Tuko na iPad 89,890. Tuko na motorbikes. We have motorbikes worth 414,000. Then when you are doing accounts in what we call unrestricted net assets, yani yale ni mtaji ambao conference iko nao, na kama ingependeza siku ya leo to dissolve hii account ama hii annual conference, huo ndio mtaji ambao kila district itaenda naye. We call that unrestricted net assets. Ni mtaji wa conference. Halafu nimezungumzia mambo ya property, so tulipokea property grants. So we put all these properties as grants. Kwa sababu tulipokea grants ambazo ziliweza kununua nini? Hizo assets. Ulipokea grants. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. So nikamalizia nikasema kwamba katika hii tuko na surplus and deficit for the annual conference for 2020 6,416,036 shillings and 46 cents. So hiyo ndio ripoti ya mapato ya annual conference katika mwaka uliopita. Sijasema ripoti wa mwaka 20 kwa sababu hatuna wakati. Jambo linalofuata ni mimi kuweza kuwaletea bajeti ambayo tuliweza kutengeneza na tukapropose. Hii budget ilikuwa proposed for 2019-2020 na baadaye tukakutana kama cabinet na bishop, tukaweza kuzungumzia juu ya mabadiliko fulani katika hii budget. Naomba that I may be able to present to you this budget, and when you receive it, you will tell me you receive it. So we have proposed a few things for the budget for this year, meaning 2020 was like a dead year, but still God provided for all of us to survive that year. We have managed to stand up 2021. As you can see, we received more than 8 million shillings in 2021 from GBGM. That is money that is coming from the General Board of Rural Ministries. But as an annual conference at district levels, we have our own differences, our own challenges ambao tumepitia. Na ndio ikafanya tukaweza kwamba hatuwezi kulipa apportionment. Ndio sababu hata sikuweza kupatia invoices kwa kila district ya pesa ambazo unafaa walipe kila mwezi. So nataka kuuliza kwamba ninaposoma hii budget ambayo tulikuwa tumepropose na tukafanya amendments in 2020, that we agree all together that we may adapt this for 2021 and 2022. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. So For the incomes, we have general fund, and this is, of course, we have to be supporting the annual conference. The conference apportionments, we have put them at 4,273,000. Global apportionments, 344,800,000. 800. I repeat. Conference apportionment, 4,273,000. Global apportionment, 344,800,000. African Central Conference, 325,000. We also anticipate grants from our partners in ministry like GBGM. Last year we had anticipated again 560,000, but we received more than that. We received more than that though. The funds we received were going to specific projects, not as funds we were using to run the annual conference. Then we have thought of fundraisers that you are going to make, that you're going to put together. We think that we should be able to organize fundraisers to support the annual conference. So we have not proposed any particular amount for this. But in total, we are saying that if you're able to raise 5,502,800,000 in a year, then we will effectively run the conference. Amen. So as it is now, we're not able to raise that money. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Inamaanisha kila district katika mwaka mzima, district sasa ngapi? 9, tutatoa shilingi 1,617, 617,850 every district. We can do that in a year. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Mungu ametubariki katika njia nyingi. If you can have a district and you can't raise 817,850 in a year, we are not running an annual conference. We are not running something else. This means that you'll be able to raise a minimum of 51,487.5 Kenya shillings per month. Wala ambao kuna hesabu ya haraka mnaweza nikosoa. Kama ukifanya 51,487.50 inafikisha hiyo 600,017,850. So nafikiri mtafanya hiyo. Then kuna hali ya matumizi expenses ambazo pia tumeziweka kulingana na vile tunavyoendesha annual conference. Conference expenses, we anticipated 170 delegates. Like for example, this annual conference, we anticipated 170 delegates. Hatujafika. The paid up delegates in this conference. So we are down this number of estimation. So we would raise 510,000 from delegates. Then of course we have allocations to conference officers, the secretary, the treasurer, statistician, the director of connectional ministries, director of education, communicator, the board of ordained ministries, and then administration assistant to the bishop. That's one item of expense. So we have allocated 300,000 for the secretary, 300 for the treasurer. That's 300,000. Statistician, 360,000. Director of communication, connectional ministry, 360,000. Director of education, 360,000. Communicator, 360,000. Board of ordained ministries, 360,000. Then admin assistant to the bishop, 420,000. Msipotoa apportionment yenu wako tu ni majina. Office expenses, we allocated electricity 87,000, water 60,000, office supplies 267,000. Then the mission office development or head office development 283,500. Then we also apportioned episcopal fund 283,500. Then we also apportioned ministry and evangelism expenses for the districts. So all the districts have been apportioned money, 240,000 for ministry, and evangelism expenses. Conference delegates tickets. So these tickets were supposed to be tickets for those who are going to the Africa Central Conference. 280,000. Then audit fees, 556,000. Assets verification. We are still in the process of verifying assets of the annual conference. We talked about this the other day through the chairman of the trustees. Then global and central conference apportionment. This money we are putting on those people who are going to the general conference and the central conference. So we apportioned that, or we gave that. Actually, that is not that. That is money we are supposed to take to the global, the general conference, and the central conference. So this money includes all the money that we were apportioned by those jurisdictions. That's the central conference and the global conference. 669,800. So that is all about your budget. I'm seeing most of us are just looking at me. I don't know whether you're taking a pen to write anything, but I've just proposed a budget to you. This is the budget you're proposing, the budget of 5.5 million, that this fourth session of the annual conference may be able to adopt it. To finish, I want to say that the GBGM has been supportive to this annual conference, and it's true that you may know that since this church was registered in Kenya, we had never paid any statutory taxes from 1993 up to 2021. So we had a lot of liabilities accumulating as a registered church. So the programs we've had, including the Global Mission Fellow program, has helped us to settle most of these things. So we paid off all the costs, the liabilities for the pay-as-you-earn. We cleared that last year. And as I speak, we cleared all liabilities of taxes for the annual conference up to the end of last year. And as I speak now, we have a running tax compliance certificate for the church. Meaning the church has cleared everything. The government doesn't owe us anything. So I want to ask that we are able to support each other and create a foundation from our districts to be able to raise something. It's still not true that our districts don't get even a shilling in a month. If it were that every district would be able to raise a little of this 51,000 every month, we would be speaking about something else. And I'm sure that with the help of district superintendents, we should be able to do something about this budget. I'm sorry that we have had challenges with 2020 with COVID, then picking up 2021 has been a problem. Everybody understands. But we are looking forward to seeing the best, because God has given us hope now. We are hoping that the future is going to be good for all of us. And He can give us the ability to seek funds, and through what we work out there, we're able to give to God, so that we are able to take care of the annual conference. Because you can imagine, since we were apportioned 4 years ago, we have not submitted anything to the global general conference. We have not submitted anything to the Africa Central Conference. So for us to remain an annual conference, is going to work that we are able to raise something to pay, to take care of these apportionments. I rest my case, Bishop. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David, for this wonderful report. Clap for David. We are blessed to have an able person. And David, what I want to request that you work with all districts, so that districts can form the committees on finance and administration, so that they work with the conference on finance and administration. Also, you are proposing that you want districts to be sending like how much money per month?
51,487.50. So I can't just round that off, because it's your money.
Every district.
Every district, every month.
Is that workable? It's workable. Okay. If we receive this report with these recommendations, show by raise of hand. Thank you. So we request David to work with the secretary of the conference and the district superintendents to see how this can work. Sister Beatrice, I'm having only 40 minutes at this conference. So if you want to speak to me or to anyone, we'll do that after conference. Please. Okay, give her the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you, my bishop. Sorry that I'm talking now.
You cannot apologize. Go ahead.
Thank you. I want to request that 51 is on the higher side, owing to the fact that COVID has ravaged people. I'd request that we reduce it a bit so that we give a figure that will not let us down. Because if we say
do you have any suggestion beyond
yes.
the point?
Yes.
Reduce it how much?
We can reduce it to about 30,000, and then when God allows us, then we grow on it.
David, what do you think about that?
It was based on analysis of our requirements as an annual conference. That's why we came up with this. So they include some of the items from the General Conference and the African Central Conference. So while what Deaconess Asiago is speaking is actually something that we note, we actually we are tied in a way to be able to adjust anything on items that we've come up with. Unless we are saying,
thank you, David, and we've already received the report, so let's follow what he recommended. Thank you. You can clap for him as he goes to sit. Thank you. Next item. Okay.
Now I need to sit, but I have to tell you how much you raised today in this conference. You raised 378,000. That's for the 126 paid up conference delegates. We have raised the offerings that we have already, what I have noted from the last 2 days, not including this day, 13,810. We raised money from the sale of journals, 8,350. Ordination fees raised 150,000. The total income for this annual conference is 550,160. We have already done some expenses, but we are still spending. So we will conclude the issue on this conference event expenses, and you should be able to read that from the journal. Thank you.
Thank you, David. If you received it, yes. Remember, we are eating the 40 minutes.
Yes, I want to be very fast. Thank you, Chair. I was just requesting or just wondering whether the expenses that has been expended by our delegates as they come, should that not also probably be picked as an expenditure? Whether I don't know how you put it as an accountant, but it is still an expenditure within the conference, so that we feel we can be able to raise more money. But if you avoid some of that money, that will not be seen as if it is money that has been expended. I don't know your advice.
Actually, is included in the whole budget. So the budget, our budget provides conference expense of 170 people. So we did not get 170 people. So expenses we are having now. Listen, if even the money you are giving for the delegates registration is included in the budget, and the money that you're supposed to contribute every month up to the end of the year is also included into that 51.
But there is asking, are you including accommodation and money for travel?
No, for the delegates. No, we are not doing that.
Is it okay if you can work with the superintendent so that can be included, because it can give a better picture and good planning for future conferences?
I want to hope that the conference should resolve that. This conference should resolve whether all the expenses you undergo, yani yale matumizi yote mnafanya mnapokuja kwenye conference, kwa sababu mmelipa room, mmelipa nini. kama yote tutaiweka pamoja, tuweke kwa jina la district yenu kama contribution towards this budget. Bwana Yesu asifiwe.
If you want it that way, show by raise of hands. And those who don't agree. So, you want it that way. Pretenders send that information of accommodation and travel to him in a week's time. If it doesn't go in a week's time, it will not be included. Amen? You send the receipts.
All right, let's move ahead.
Before we move ahead, clap for David.
Let's get the report of statistics.
I'm Reverend Ken Mwita, the conference statistician, and I want to say that if we look into our statistics in our entire conference, we were not able to collect the data for 2020 and for 2021, simply because we had a lot of issues of the COVID and also the lockdown and all of those things. So, but we received the summary of that data from the superintendents, and this is a summary of what I want to give out. Though I would say that we had a growth in some districts, and some districts had recorded some minimal decline of the membership. That's based on what I received. I would say that Kisii district registered a decline of 11% of the membership compared to 2019. Then Central District recorded an increase of 11.2%. If I compare the data I received this year and the data which we had in 2019. Eastern District has a growth of 5.75 compared to the previous 2019. And then Naivasha District recorded also an increase of 6.59% if we compare the membership of this year to the 2019. Mombasa District recorded a decline of negative 6.25% if we compare the data we received versus the data which was there in 2019. If we go to Nairobi District recorded a growth of 10.1% comparing the data of the previous year and this year. Nyanza District has also a positive growth of 10.11. Busia District 14.99. And Ethiopia, I could not compare it because 2019 I didn't receive the data of 2019. So what I received from Ethiopia is what I just have it. It's a raw data the way it is, that Ethiopia has a total of 5,000 members. So what I will do,
Ethiopia says that not include children. They need to include the children.
Yeah. So Ethiopia, after this, you can see that we can also have the children included in this data, so that it can also give us a picture on how our conference is moving. The data help us in planning and also help us in budgeting. Otherwise, there are more data we can read from the journal. Thank you.
Can you give us the total membership and to know if the church has the conference has grown or decreased?
Yeah, in general. In 2019, the conference had 20,000 membership, and this time we have 22,000 membership. So we have an increase in general. You can clap well. You have increased. In some other conferences outside Africa, they are declining and they are closing conferences, they are closing even districts, they are closing churches. but we are increasing. So we give all the glory. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Mwita, for that report. Can you clap for him and say thank you. Next item.
Next, let's hear from reports that committees. Reverend Paul. Then a report on the Methodist School, be ready, and UMTC, be ready. Then a report on youth leadership, and a report on men leadership, be ready.
Thank you very much. I'll be very brief. We are only going to lead the committees that we have replaced individuals. So these persons are going to be members of these conference committees. Council on Finance and Administration. I only need the names of people who are coming in. Jerry Rano is going to be a member of the Council on Finance and Administration. Conference Commission on Equitable Compensation, Reverend Stanley Mwiti. Conference Committee on Episcopacy, including matters related to General Board of Global Ministries, Reverend Grace Nyaga. Discipleship, Justice and Mercy Ministry, Reverend Sami Karanja. Conference Commission on Inter-Religious Concerns, Reverend Josam Karaoke. The other commissions
include the name of David Gituma on finance.
David Gituma was a member. He was still a member of finance. Yeah, he's still a member of David Gituma will still remain a member of finance. So David Gituma is a member of the finance. Thank you very much from the chair on nominations.
Thank you, Reverend for that report. Can you clap for him? Can you give a big clap if you do not have lunch?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Report on Mary Theological School. Shadrach Kramer. Shadrach Kramer, please. Youth leadership, who's reporting, and men leadership.
We need all of you here. We need this business quickly.
Okay.
Come.
Yes.
Thank you, Bishop. Okay. I am here again to just present the evaluation of the board of the board of WYMTC, that is Wesleyan United Methodist Teaching College, which have met with the people of United Methodist Kenya School of Theological Studies. When we met, we all agreed to work together. That is WUMTC together with the United Methodist Church School of Theology. We agreed to be together. But we agreed on the following. First, to drop the name of UMC, Kenya School of Theological Studies, and use WUMTC as a satellite tuition center in Meru. So we have agreed that we drop the name of UMC Kenya School of Theological Studies. We will be using WUMTC. And again, another resolution, we say that a meeting will be convened later to look at the structures and the harmonization in April 2022, and then it will be communicated. That is what we said.
Thank you for that report. Members, they did a great job. Clap for them. Next item.
Let's go to fixing of appointments. Oh, men.
Thank you very much.
And youth, be ready.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bishop, and the conference. We start as men when we were sent to do so, and this is what we came up with. We managed to come up with our conference committee. The chair is Ben Halonyere, the one speaking. Secretary Innocent Habyarimana. Treasurer Patrick Obiero Nyango. and the coordinator or the organizing secretary is Crispinus Wafula Mugwanga. We also say that all districts have brought forward names of their representatives to this committee. Thank you.
As a separate here, will you give him the minutes?
Okay, I repeat.
Repeat for him. I was disturbing him, I'm sorry.
Sorry. This is what we did. As we were sent to do the following, to come up with an office, or a conference office of the men in Kenya-Ethiopia annual conference. And this is what we realized. One, the president, Ben Halonyere, the one speaking, the secretary, Innocent Habyarimana from Busia, the treasurer, Patrick Obiero Nyango from Nyanza, and the organizing secretary or the coordinator, with Crispinus Wafula Mugwanga of Nairobi district. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Clap for him as he goes to speak. Next item.
Who is telling me youth? Youth didn't have a meeting, didn't elect your leaders? And who is reporting?
I don't have the names, but I know the
Where's God? Metrin and who was in the meeting for youth? Where are they? Yes, Metrin, please come and give a report. Ariam.
Yes, good afternoon. On behalf of God Mega, I'll give the report of the meeting which we had yesterday. We were sitting to select the positions for the National Youth Leadership in the Kenya-Ethiopia Annual Conference. Starting with the secretary position, we gave it to Kelvin. The treasurer is Sharon Abuire. The coordinator, I don't have the second name. The one supposed to give the report was God, so I've just taken over from him. But once I've confirmed with them at the back, I'll give you the names, kindly. So, secretary position is Calvin. Treasurer is Sharon Nabwire. Coordinator is Gad Maiga. And president is Metrin Modibo speaking. Thank you.
Somebody speaking here.
Okay, fine.
An announcement will come before we adjourn the conference. Next item.
Appointments. appointment for 2022 within the Kenya-Ethiopia Annual Conference of the United Methodist Church, Nyanza District. Superintendent is Reverend Kefas Utiema Olo, also Senior Pastor John Wesley UMC, Pastor Peter Onget John Wesley UMC, and Pastor Morris Bande John Wesley, Reverend Kennedy Mwita Moheto First UMC, Nicholas Igongo, Loving Example, Benedict Odhiambo Oyani UMC, Harrison Odhiambo St. John's UMC, Thomas Chacha Gisiru UMC, Alfred Odongo Kopanga UMC, Samson Girio Nangio C UMC means what? Christ Chapel Oyani UMC, Martin Olo Christ Chapel Otho UMC, Calvary. Try it in full, my brother. Yeah. Francisca Eleonora Gesiai UMC, Jim Odhiambo Mount Olive UMC, Ken Opondo Mount Olive UMC, Caleb Otieno Makiri St. Luke's Tamata UMC, Alice Wasilwa John Wesley UMC, Pastor Julius Otiato L means Loving Example UMC, Laban Ocheng Odira Awendo UMC, Grace UMC Awendo, Caroline Okulo Moheto UMC, Evangelist John Odhiambo Oruko. We have women workers in the church, some workers in the church in Nyanza District, Sindo Sustainability Mission, Itu Sasiago, Susana Wesley Academy, James Wangata, Wagaka, Kopanga Health Center, John Onyango Jacob, and Joyce Masako, then Moheto Helen Odira Mwita, then John Wesley Patrick Onyango. So other church staff workers within. Central District, DS Reverend Joseph Karioki, Reverend Sting Mwaria, Olkalau, Pastor Charles Mugo, Mitimingi, Pastor Solomon Kimani, Songonoi, Pastor Ruth Mwangi Ngorika, Pastor Alex Karuri Kikope, Pastor John Kamau Olekalau, Pastor Daniel Kuria Tipis, George Mwakira Maunarok, Paul Ngari Kinyanjui, Pastor Melissa Mudeu Narok, Pastor Peter Mwangi Kanyiriri, Pastor Julius Chege Ngano, Pastor Samuel Kuria Kipipiri, Pastor Silas Lonkopoi Samburu, Pastor Francis Karioki, Captain. Busia District, Superintendent Reverend Rosemary Isarin Wandera, Dirapa Church Senior Pastor Rosemary Wandera, as Assistant Pastor Emmanuel Juma, Kakuma Church, Kakuma 1, Reverend Amos Nyandui, Assistant Butoi Boniface, Sioport Church, Thomas Juma Wanyama and Timothy Wandera, Funula Church, Pastor Liprin Alois Ososo, Sigalame Church Francis Odongo Bondo, Bumala Church Douglas Patrick Bwire, Navutiki Church Wilfred Barasa Namwamba, Emasaf Church Abut Walsheshe, Namioso Church Masaris Power, Kakumu Onyango, Kakuma 1, Kakuma 4, Nyonzimana Jean, and Kalopei Daisee Sebastian. Deacons Enrico Malois, Ronald Festus Bwire, retired but not tired in service, Reverend Carlo Aliso Soso, and Patricia Nyango Mungia. Nairobi District Superintendent Reverend Wilton Odongo, Huruma Church, Reverend James Musigo and Roslyn Oyosa, Kayole St. John Senior Pastor Reverend Wilton Odongo and Joseph Rurai, Pastor Eliud Karanja, Airport East Church, Reverend Sami Karanja Magumu, Reverend Mesha Kalumbe, Associate Pastor Riruta Church, Senior Pastor Reverend Felix Wandera, Pastor Rebecca Kerubo, Associate Pastor High Rise, Senior Pastor High Rise Reverend Evans Malo, Reverend Boniface Wanyamagero, appointment beyond the local church and Wesley College in Tanzania, Pastor Marui Rosette Leila, Pastor Rongai, Pastor George Busera, Reverend Raphael Krukat, Airport Community Church, and Pastor Boniface Muki, Airport Community Church. We have some other church workers. Crispin Wafula Mugwanga, UMC Sako, Juliet Odhiambo, United Methodist Wesleyan Training College Chuta, Kevin Omodia, UMC Sako, Walter Halonyere, Chuta UMTC, Mercy Odwor, Chuta UMTC, Wycliffe Gogode, UMTC Liberian, Mesha Koduke, Chuta UMTC, Ruben Ososo, Dr. B.T. Cooper School, Grace Namude, Dr. B.T. Cooper School, Evans Malo, New Hope Academy, Javan Mudibo, UMC Sako, Frederick Agode, UMC UMTC, Cook, Rhoda Omete, UMC Sako. Eastern District, DS Annie Kanini Ntara, Gateway Church, Senior Pastor Annie Kanini Ntara, UMC Gidongo, Reverend Alice Kirumba Ntiri, UMC Itugururu, Reverend Adiel Gitari Rukenya, Reverend Estas Benson Bai, UMC Mudhiru, Pastor Paul Mwiriki, UMC Murigombugi, Reverend Josephat Nduripi, UMC Makutano, Pastor Julian Eni Mugambi, UMC Kamonyone, Reverend Angela Agnes Nduripi, Associate Pastor Yetue, Reverend Shadrach Msembi, Kirema UMC Gitimbine, Reverend Mary Kanjira Paul UMC Katharanga, Moses Kirimi Associate Pastor UMC Makutano, Gladys Mkwene Nduvi UMC Kaguma, Reverend Teresa Mwiti UMC Ndatu Embu, Reverend Stella Mbuthu UMC Timau, Reverend Janet Kainda UMC Kathera, Pastor John Muridhi UMC St. Stephen Exlewa, Pastor Sarah Rukenya UMC Itugururu, Pastor Anthony Mutwiri UMC Tharu, Reverend Joseph Kiogora Associate Pastor UMC Makutano, Pastor Charity Kiende Kiogora UMC Ruairi, Pastor Helen Kinanu Kirikia UMC Mtumbi, Reverend Deacon Lukaria Mount Zion, Pastor Lydia Marete Associate Pastor UMC Kathera, Patrick Mutwiri UMC Mtumburi, Pastor Joshua Muraguri on study leave at Africa University, Pastor Osborne Githinji UMC Kiagu, Reverend Isaac Kiruk Kauru Evangelist and Outreach Ministries, Reverend Blaise Nyaga UMC Githongo, Evangelist Beatrice UMC Mthumbi, Pastor Jonathan Burugu UMC Muthiru. Naivasha District, Trinity UMC Senior Pastor Reverend Paul Maderi and District Superintendent Naivasha. Assistant Pastor Joseph Njuguna, Mount Zion James Kinoti, Munyu UMC Reverend Paul Mbukua, Sanctuary UMC Simon Kamau Ndule, House of Grace Jerioth Gichigi, Naivasha District Mission Catherine Wanjiro, Discipleship Helen Wadira, Youth and Children Ministry Deacon Catherine Gachara, Discipleship Simon Mudoni, Sarah Mudoni, Gilgil Parish, Bethel UMC Reverend Musi Maina, Bethel UMC Mount Tabo Richard Musa and Damaris Wanjiru, Praise UMC Hannah Waithera, Siloam Springs Simon